unfortunately, drought conditions have worsened. So I want to show you what that looks like. So this was last week, and that orange that you see has expanded. It includes a few more locations along I-35 south of the Metroplex, but severe drought now does cover most of Wise and Denton County, a big portion of Tarrant, Parker County, and a little sliver of Collin County there, but Dallas County now included in the moderate drought, and areas southwest of the Metroplex dealing with extreme drought for some locations like Hamilton, areas closer to Stephenville under severe drought. DFW is under about a 7-inch rain deficit since the beginning of the year, about 4 1/4 since the beginning of the summer. So it's no surprise that we have several burn bans in place. It does include Denton, Tarrant, Johnson, Ellis counties. Be sure to check with your county because these do change day to day. But as of now, do expect to see a few more burn bans added to this list. The heat advisory, like I mentioned earlier, that continues until 8. It's not likely that it'll be extended here in the next couple of days, but I am expecting heat alerts to return for late this weekend and into early next week because this long stretch of triple-digit heat days will continue. Right now, Fort Worth reporting 102, but it feels like 103. There's not a major heat index, and that's because of the air that's a little drier. That's why we have the elevated fire danger across a big portion of North Texas. DFW right now reporting 100, officially the 19th triple-digit heat day of 2023. It feels like 101. The wind still out of the south at about 15 miles per hour. So far, like I mentioned, 19 triple-digit heat days. At this point last summer, though, we had 32. We ended up recording 47 for the whole summer. On average, we see about 20 for the whole season. So we are trending higher than that, but not as hot as last summer. And by this point in the year, what's normal to have is about 8 or 9 triple-digit heat days, so we could expect about 10 or 11. But that's on an average summer. This is not an average summer. It's slightly warmer than normal. About 101 for the high temperature on Friday, 102 in Fort Worth, 102 for Denton, 102 in Decatur, about 104 in Mineral Wells. We are expecting the triple digits to continue through the weekend, but happy to report that the heat index will stay close to the actual temperature. Again, it's not like last week where we had heat index values over 110. I want to point something out, though. As we approach Sunday and Monday, the temperature is climbing. I'm expecting 105 for the beginning of next week. So let's talk about that. Right now, North Texas is under that heat alert, but we do have that heat alert and excessive heat warnings extending across areas of the north central plains, even areas across the Midwest and in the southeast. Still, the desert southwest dealing with intense heat. Phoenix has now had 28 days, meaning the whole month of July has been spent with temperatures at 110 or higher. El Paso now 42 days of triple-digit heat. The previous record was 18 days shorter. So this is a really prolonged heat wave, and it's all thanks to this, a ridge of high pressure. And you see that moisture there. Some severe storms going to be possible closer to the Great Lakes, but really it's what's driving our heat. It is going to shift towards the north for the weekend, but then as we approach early next week, we see this really hovering just over us. That's why the temperature is going to climb close to 105 early next week. As we approach late next week, this does look like it budges just a tad towards the east. If that happens, we'll be on the western side of this high, and that's what's going to allow a little window for maybe some sea breeze showers to move into the area. But again, it's looking very dry. In fact, when we look at our rainfall forecast through next week, there's a big hole over Texas where, well, we don't see any of that rain. It kind of just stays all around us because of where that high pressure is going to situate itself. So tonight, we only drop to about 80 degrees. It'll be warm, breezy at times. It will be muggy, but then by the afternoon, it's going to feel a little drier, still hot. It'll be mostly sunny, a high near 101. And on that 10-day forecast, it's looking very dry. But like I said, maybe late next week into the weekend, we could see a sea breeze shower. Most of us will stay dry and most of us will, well, remain hot.